Welcome to this training video of the AlleRiC and AlleRiSC research study. This training will help you to get familiar with our procedures. At the end of this video, you will know how to take part in this study and how to complete it. Firstly, we will introduce our study briefly. In the second part of our video, we will talk about the most common symptoms of the food allergic reaction, ranging from very mild to severe. In the third part of this training, we will demonstrate in a step-by-step guide how to gain online access and how to complete our reporting questionnaire. Finally, you will find out how to handle and preserve any samples of the culprit food. Now we proceed to the introduction section. On your left, the figure shows some of the studied areas so far. We are interested in the broad context in which food allergic reactions happen. We also investigate all the contributing factors. We focus on allergens in food and drink, on their biochemical levels. And finally, we are especially focused on your symptoms and the emotional responses. AlleRiC study in UK stands for the Allergic Reactions in the Community, and its Irish twin, called AlleRiSC, stands for the Allergic Reactions in the Social Contexts. Together, AlleRiC and AlleRiSC are part of the EU-funded research project called IFAM, which stands for the Integrated Approaches to Food Allergy and Allergy Risk Management. Now it is time we proceed to the second part of this training video. We will focus on symptoms of allergic reactions to food. This slide compiles some facts as well as national and international guidelines with regard to symptoms of food allergic reactions. It is important to differentiate between the signs and symptoms of anaphylaxis as opposed to signs and symptoms of mild and moderate allergic reactions to foods. On your left, the figure shows how an anaphylactic reaction affects all body systems at the same time, from itchy skin and runny nose to some significant obstruction in the cardiovascular, respiratory, gastrointestinal and central nervous systems. Typically, untreated anaphylaxis is a life-threatening incident and requires emergency treatment. On your right, symptoms of mild to moderate allergic reactions involve local swelling, for example only on the face or the lips or the eyes, hives, mouth tingling or abdominal pain with nausea, etc. In this study, we ask you to report your allergic incidents. So when do you report? This slide shows the three most important issues to remember. Safety first. Only report your reactions when you feel you have treated your immediate symptoms and you feel safe to do the report. Secondly, we emphasize that mild to moderate reactions to food are underreported. Therefore, we ask you to report all incidents if you develop 2 or more of the signs or symptoms from this list, shortly after you have been exposed to food or eaten or drunk any culprit food or drink. If, for example, you have eaten a snack and immediately after you start, you feel hives or itchy stuffiness or a runny nose, or if you develop some swelling and cramps, we would like you to log on to our online questionnaire and report this incident to us. The third issue is to remember is that the AlleRiC and AlleRiSC study continues for 2 consecutive years between 2014 and 2016. So unless you withdraw from the study and let us know about it, we would like you to keep reporting any allergic reactions to food that you may experience during these 2 years. This part gives a brief snapshot of the online questionnaire. The video that follows is for demonstration purposes only and does not give a full overview of the questionnaire. Each incident that you may report may result in a different set of questions being asked, depending on the circumstances of your reaction. Started with our online questionnaire, just log in to your email and access our welcome page through a link. To start with the questionnaire, hit the login button and then fill in your credentials given to you by the research team. Your username and password are unique. Hit log on and we're ready to start. Here is the first page of our web interface. If you are a new participant, scroll down and click on the training session link. If you are ready to report, click on the AlleRiC questionnaire link at the top of the page. There are other sections that you may be of interest or help for you. Before proceeding, you are advised to change your password by going to the account and then change passwords locations. Let's proceed to the questionnaire. Here is the landing page giving you a basic structure of the questionnaire and some health and safety information and a link to the informed consent form. You need to read this carefully before continuing. You can sign in by ticking the boxes and then going to submit. Firstly, in the enrollment questionnaire, we need to ask you some basic questions such as your gender, age, and your diagnosed food allergy. Now you are ready to report your most recent food allergic reactions. The first question appears. This progress bar will indicate your progress through the questionnaire, which should take less than 15 minutes. Type in your answers here and click Next. In the time and date section, please report this as accurately as you can. Adjust this date on the calendar and the time of the incident. The next question asks you about the subjective feelings you have about your reaction, how intense it felt for you, etc. Drag this point across the bar and you will indicate the severity from mild to severe. The next questions will ask you, where were you? Who were you with? What was the meal occasion? Did you prepare the food yourself? Or did you use manufactured or prepackaged foods? And so on. We've skipped a few questions now. Here we need to think carefully about the broader context of your life, and you need to choose the answers accordingly. About emotional responses, how did you feel about the allergic reaction, and choose from the lists. How did you feel after your allergic reaction, and medication use, and whether you went to hospital. Towards the end of the questionnaire, we ask you for additional comments and for comments about professional and community support you may have received about the reaction. Doctors, nurses, paramedics, etc. may have helped you. You can then upload photographs and press submit. Now you are completing the questionnaire. On this page you will find some follow-up options and our contact details. You can log off on the account button. In the next few slides, we will explain in detail the types of photos we will ask you to upload onto our database. With regard to photos of symptoms, please upload any visible signs of your reaction, such as local swelling or rash, etc. Please remember to label your photographs clearly. The recommended way is shown here. Please give us a name for your symptom and the date when the photo was taken, not the date you uploaded the picture. When it comes to images of food, please capture all the drink and food that you came in contact with immediately before your reaction started. Photograph the full meal if this is the case, not only the food or drink that you suspect. Photograph a big enough section for us to be able to recognize what is on the photograph. Always label your photo. The recommended way is shown here. Please name the food and give a date when the photo was taken, not the date you are uploading the picture. With regards to food packaging, please photograph all wrapping and packaging that is available to you. Try to capture as much information as possible. We are especially interested in any declaration of allergens given by manufacturers. If there is no such declaration involved, please attach a photo with a list of the ingredients if you can. The last part of our training deals with food samples. As our participant, you will be asked to collect and preserve samples of culprit food and drink. What is the culprit food and what should you know about it? How do I preserve a food sample? Preserving food samples is easy. You will be given food sample bags and a key ring pouch to keep them in. Here are some more details on how to handle the food. Please fill in the smaller bag with the culprit food, up to 3/4 filling the bag. If you do not have enough food to fill the bag, put in everything that you can. All types of food and drink from your meal are okay to be put in the bag together. Please remember to seal the bag carefully. We will ask you to label your food sample, and how to do this will be shown on the next slide. For double protection, we ask you to put the bag with the food sample into the bigger bag and seal the bigger bag as well. This way your food sample is ready and can be put in the freezer. Please do this as soon as possible. Here is how to label your food sample. Our plastic bags can be written on and a permanent marker works well usually. Please label your food sample in capital letters. Show the date by showing the day, the month and the year in which the sample was collected. Please state what food and drink is inside with separate different kinds of foods separated by commas if possible. Now we will finish with a brief summary of all our parts. Here are some main points from the introduction. Here is a summary of the symptoms we would expect you to report. Here is a summary of the online questionnaire. Lastly, please read these important points with regard to food samples. Thank you for all your time and attention for this video.